Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Strategy Game Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey, and today we are looking at what technology can't ever replace. So there are a lot of things now, right, that are automated. We see a lot of movement toward what does the future of human work look like. And there was a Harvard Business Review article that really declared that the future of human work is imagination, creativity, and strategy. And I couldn't believe that more. Let me read this quote to you. This is pretty staggering. Recently, the CEO of Deutsche Bank predicted that half of its 97,000 employees could be replaced by robots. One survey revealed that 39% of jobs in the legal sector could be automated in the next 10 years. Separate research has concluded that accountants have a 95% chance of losing their jobs to automation in the future. So these are staggering statistics, scary for a lot of us. Technology, whether we like it or not, is something that will replace a lot of functionality in our workforce. But there are certain things that can't ever be replaced, things that can't be done by machines, right? So work that requires a high degree of imagination, creative analysis, and strategic thinking is harder to automate. So what I want to remind you of today is that we need your ideas, we need your creativity, we need your strategic thinking and your visions, because these things can't be generated by a machine or a robot, and they can't be automated. They are what make us who we are. And if you remember, if you haven't listened in to our episodes on the Strategy Masterclass, when we went through your identity and the things that make you who you are, go back and listen to those episodes. It's really important because I believe that now more than ever, the world needs more of who you are and who you were created to be specifically. And that sounds grand to say, but let me tell you what I mean by that. Let me break that down. So you have a specific, unique personality. You have specific character traits that are unique to you. You have specific ways of doing things that no one else would do, right? The way that you would. And I always say this, no one else would do it the way that you would, exactly the way that you would. So think about those unique characteristics that are part of who you are, that make you who you are. And what you want to do is draw those out. You want to recognize them, bring the subconscious thoughts to the conscious so that you can write them down and call them out and say, this is who I am. This is who I am. This is who I am, right? I'm a creator. I'm a dreamer. I am a brainstormer. I am a generator of strategic thoughts, whatever that is for you. That, those would be some of the things that would characterize me, right? So certain things that I do, the way that maybe I write, the way that I talk on this podcast, the way that I come up with strategies for clients, I know that no one else is going to quite do it the way that I do it. And let me tell you, those things are linked back to my childhood. And so you've got to look back, if you haven't, to be able to create your future and what you're going to be in the future, right? So when we're talking about what technology can't replace, this is actually really important work to do. So if you look back at the themes and the trends throughout your life, and the Strategy Masterclass actually walks you through this, part one, and you think about who you were as a kid, what things did you go throughout your life? What triumphs and hardships did you go through that shaped who you were walking all the way through your life, that set certain patterns, certain rhythms of communication, and just certain things about who you are today. Now, if you think about those things, there will be positive things and there will be negative things or harder things to work through. But what you want to do is call out the positive things and say, this is who I am and this is why. So as a kid, for example, I always remember asking why with everything. I asked why, right? And so now one of the frameworks that I teach is the 5 whys, peeling back the layers of who you are or what a problem is to come up with a solution. And so I recognize that now what could have been and probably was an annoyance to my parents is now a gift and a strength that I use when I'm creating strategies for clients. So, really, I'm able to walk in that now that I realize it's not an annoyance, it needs to be applied in the right area. So, for you, what are those things that you can grab onto and say, hey, this is actually not an annoyance or a setback? This is part of my strength. It just needs to be shifted to be applied here, in my work or whatever it is that I'm doing at home. And this is how I can channel that energy and that creativity. And when you can realize that, then you can start to walk in who you are. And that is the key. So if you enjoyed this episode, I will link to the strategy masterclass in the show notes. I would highly recommend that you get in there and take it and come up with your own strengths. For more, head to www.storywork.co and we'll see you soon.